How's it going now, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video. I hope you guys are doing fantastically well and enjoying your bank holiday weekend as much as you possibly can. I'm currently looking outside. Beautiful trees, an apple tree to my right, blue sky and sunshine, and I'm feeling slightly better than I did on Saturday. And I think I saw a lot of comments on Saturday in my video saying, I've never seen you this angry, I've never seen you this down. And partly was because of the football, partly because I've just seen this so often and I'm getting a little bit bored of it. And thirdly, I was incredibly low on energy. I'd hardly eaten that day except for that pizza that you saw in the matchday experience. And when I get hungry, I become the worst possible form of myself. So after I'd had a smoothie and some sushi at Stratford, I felt slightly better about things. But I wanted to have a little day's break yesterday. I had a nice little carvery, had a nice game of cricket, beautiful sunshine, lots of beer. Just made me reflect a little bit on what we'd seen at the Den on Saturday. And I've got a few notes here, but I just wanted to have a little bit of a ramble because I think it's fantastic to have that instant reaction, that instant fan reaction right on the pulse of what's just happened. And I also think it's very important to have a more balanced view at things when you're calm, when you've got a full stomach, and you've just had a little bit of time to look at things. Because after the final whistle blew on Saturday, I genuinely did feel like a very low place with Norwich City, because it was just so poor what I'd witnessed. And I think it's because we went there with a little bit of hope. And that, as they say, it is the hope that kills. I was laughing back at my matchday experience at the clip where I was like, we're 2-0 down, but I genuinely feel we're going to win. And then the next clip, I was like, it's Millwall 3, Norwich 0. And yeah, let's have a quick look at the performance then, because I don't think I was harsh actually on Saturday. I think I was very truthful. But let's start with the defence. I've just watched the highlights back, and as I said, it didn't get any prettier. That is for sure. Husband at left back isn't good enough. He tries to add something attacking wise, and he's not good enough for that, and that means he's out of position, and then we're just left so exposed coming back. So I don't think Husband is good enough. I think Marcel Franke got away with a lot of flack, or got away with it big time on Saturday, because he was dreadful, Marcel Franke. He really was. The first goal was his fault, losing that header to Steve Morrison. He has to be winning that. And then he's out of position, obviously, because he's committed so far. James Husband should really tuck in, but I'm not going to get too tactical here. Russell Martin next to him has to be doing better as a centre-back if he wants to be a centre-back. I don't think he's good enough to be a centre-back or a right-back in this team. And then Ivo Pinto didn't have his best game either, has to track that run from that corner. And if you're defending zonally, you're going to have to be stronger in the air than that. I'm not a fan of zonal marking. I don't think it works. But if that's the way we're going to go, then we have to be better in that approach. So that's the defence. The midfield was once again far too off the pace. Reed needs more help. At times, he was basically having to cover from the 18-yard box to the halfway line. He's a small man. He cannot do that. No midfielder can do that. Even if we had Kante in there, he wouldn't have been able to do the job that was asked of him. I've said to people, I've heard people say that they don't think Alex Tete is the answer next to him. He might not be, but what needs to change is that formation, or Reed needs someone else in there next to him. Because if we continue in the same fashion we have done with Reed sitting as a single midfielder in front, and especially then when you've got Wes and Madison and Vrancic in front of you, that is not going to work. It is too lightweight. It is too technical. You just need someone in there to just give a bit of defensive cover. I think Alex Tete would have done that perfectly. And I think when you go 1-0 down and you go 2-0 down, at least we've got a bit of defensive stability. Getting away from the team slightly, I was very disappointed with our mental side at the weekend. I thought, you go 1-0 down. Let's start actually. The first 10 minutes, I thought we looked excellent. We had a lot of the ball. We had a couple of good shots. It was a couple of good saves from Archer to keep it at 0-0. And you're thinking, okay, if we get one goal here, there's going to be more, because Millwall's defence aren't that great. And then we let the first goal, and you're like, okay, like that's not ideal. It's a poor goal to concede, but we are still very much in this game. And then you concede the second, and that really does kill you off, because it's literally a minute after the first goal. It was sloppy. I think Angus Gunn could have done better. The defence are absolutely all over the place. And at 2-0, it's always going to be a struggle, but you are still very much in the game. Away at Millwall, Ipswich went there and scored 4. They've conceded a lot of goals this season. You can easily get 2-3 goals back in 70 minutes. The third goal was just so poor on all levels. We lose the ball. We don't track the man. It's just simple stuff. I'm not talking, complex tactics here. I'm simply talking about keeping the ball and shutting your man down. It is as simple as that. And it comes back to not having enough midfield cover. And I do think that midfield let us down again. And I do really want to see an attacking midfield. But I just think Maddison and Wes away from home is always going to be risky. You could probably get away with it if you'd had a Tete in there or if Vrancic played better than he has done. I was so impressed with Mario Vrancic in pre-season. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. But he has been very poor. His only good league game so far has been against QPR when he did keep the ball well and he did move it on well and he was all over the pitch. But he's just so slow on the ball. He dawdles about. We need to see a bit more of an engine on that man if we're going to do well this season. So, look, I think that's kind of the team rounded up. Do we need signings? That was a question that a lot of people have asked, and that left-back position worries me hugely. I don't think Husband's good enough. I don't think Daniel Farke sees Stiepermann as a left-back. You've obviously got Toffolo, who could do a job, and you have got Jamal Lewis, but he's out for 4 months. A left-back combo of Husband and Toffolo doesn't fill me with confidence. I'm yet to see what Toffolo's got to offer. I haven't seen him playing a Norwich City shirt for years. So that might be an option, but I don't think Husband's going to be getting any better. And I don't want to sound like a massive James Husband hater, because I enjoyed his interview after the game, but he hasn't got enough for me. There was a reason he was Middlesbrough's third choice left back. So that's that. The centre back pairing doesn't worry me as much. I think Zimmerman and Klose could be a nice little pairing, or Zimmerman and Franca if they do start to build. There is a lot of work to be done there, though. The right back, I think we've got covered in Ivo Pinto. I think we've got enough midfield players. You've got Tom Tribal, who hasn't really featured in a league game. You've got Tete, you can bring in, Vrancic, Maddison, Wes. That's okay, and I think going forwards is okay as well. But what we really need now is just a lot of people are also saying, has the international break come at a good time? And I do think it has. I think it just relieves a little bit of pressure. When we go up against Birmingham in a couple of weeks' time, fans are still, of course, got that Millwall result in the back of our head, but less so than if we were playing Birmingham at home on a Tuesday night coming at this week. So I think that relieves a little bit of pressure. I think Daniel Farke said it doesn't really help him because a lot of his bigger players are going out on international break, so it's going to be tough to do any kind of cohesive training drills with everyone, which isn't ideal, but I think it personally helps us out a little bit. And I guess the final thing I want to say is, when I said I thought we were going to win the league, and I've said it on multiple sources, and I don't regret saying that. I was a very optimistic Norwich City fan and probably a bit naive, but at the end of the day, I'm a Norwich fan. I want to look forward to my football, and I don't want to be going into a season going, yeah, we're going to finish mid-table, because what is the fun in that? Like, seriously, looking at a neutral, I think a lot of 4-4-2, to be fair, said we were going to win the league. I think a lot of neutral fans did see the massive upheaval at the club and go, I don't think it's going to work straight away. What I say, and this is going to be my final message, is we have committed to this now, and there's no going back. We can't go now and hire an Alan Irvine or someone like that. We've committed to this. We've had 4 or 5 years of complete shambolic management from the very top to the very bottom, which has left us in a position where we're not the financial power, but we're not as financially healthy as we were 2-3 years ago. We've wasted a lot of money on very average football players, and we've wasted money basically. And we are now in a position where, as someone said to me at the Den, we've had to sell Ferraris and buy Fiestas. Now, Fiestas can be a very good car if you use them properly and if you use them to their capabilities. What we need to do now is use our Fiestas. We've got rid of the Ferraris, bit of a luxury, don't really need them at this level. We've now got our Fiestas. Let's fill them up with petrol, let's give them confidence, and let's use them to their capabilities. Let's find our identity, let's stick with that identity, and let's make sure that identity works. Let's all get behind the players. We've had a poor start to the season, I will fully admit that, but still, nothing has changed from when we were very much optimistic at the start of the season. It's the same squad, just with a few poor results. Shore up that defensive line a little bit. little bit of confidence, and we're going to be flying again. I do genuinely believe in this regime. I hope you guys do too, because I think it is an exciting time. This might not happen instantly. I can't see it happening this season now, but give it 1 season, give it 2 seasons, maybe give it 3 seasons, and I think we're going to be in a much stronger position and in a much more sustainable position than we were a few seasons back. So stick with it. I know it's not ideal, but it's going to be a fantastic and interesting season, that's for sure. Let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling after a few days after the Den, that horrific result to Millwall? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And yeah, loads more content coming. A massive thank you. There's been loads of support on the TNT channel recently. We've smashed through the 12,000 subscriber mark. The weekend's videos did fantastically well. If you haven't yet watched them, go and check them out. And I will see you very soon. Peace out.